The story begins, and we're introduced to Dong-soo, a guy with an extraordinary ability. He's walking down the street, humming a song he composed himself, when suddenly, a group of organ traffickers intercepts him and forces him into a van. They take him to a makeshift surgical suite where a surgeon begins to carve into his body, extracting his organs. He's practically dead, yet he's still conscious, witnessing this gruesome process. The surgeon even removes both of his eyes, placing them on a tray, before leaving the room to make a phone call. During that phone call, something bizarre happens. Something seems to stir deep within Dong-soo. His body starts to twitch and move. The surgeon, shocked and terrified, watches as Dong-soo manages to reach for one of his eyes, placing it back into its socket. Now with one eye, he begins to search for the other. The surgeon, panicked, calls his thugs, and Dong-soo manages to escape. The scene shifts to a few days later in the same city. Strange events are unfolding. A strikingly beautiful statue of a woman has mysteriously appeared in the middle of the city. People are drawn to it, captivated by its beauty. As people begin to take pictures of it, they notice something horrifying. Blood is dripping from the statue. This reveals that the statue isn't made of clay, but from a living person who has been turned into this macabre piece of art. News of this spreads quickly, and the police arrive at the scene. The officer in charge orders a thorough forensic examination of the statue. They eventually discover the letters P and L inscribed on the statue. Meanwhile, we are shown Dong-soo living a reclusive, anonymous life. He has a bandage over one eye, covering the empty socket. After his traumatic encounter with the organ traffickers, he has secluded himself. One night, while practicing his song, he feels a sharp pain in his empty eye socket. Suddenly, he experiences a vision, a bizarre image featuring a symbol with the letters P and L. It's the same symbol that was discovered on the statue. He also sees sketches and drawings indicating that someone has his other eye, which allows him to see what that person sees. The next scene finds Dong-soo at a junkyard where he works. Some thugs are attacking an old friend. Dong-soo tries to intervene, but ends up getting beaten himself. One of the thugs pulls out a knife, trying to scare Dong-soo, but Dong-soo doesn't even flinch. The knife slices off his ear, which falls to the ground. Seeing this, the thugs scatter in fear. Dong-soo, displaying his unusual ability, picks up his ear and reattaches it to his head. The organ trafficking ring is actively searching for Dong-soo. They know that every single part of his body has immense value. It's like they have stumbled upon a regenerative gold mine. They have seen that he can withstand any kind of damage and instantly regenerate. His body is priceless. Dong-soo, looking somewhat disheveled and strange, returns home. He is trying to work on his song, but can't seem to remember all the lyrics. Frustrated, he plays the song back again. Meanwhile, the man who now has Dong-soo's eye, and whose vision Dong-soo experienced, is also listening to Dong-soo's song. Suddenly, he experiences intense pain in his eye. This incident makes Dong-soo realize that it's time to go back to the organ trafficking site where he lost his eye. He hopes that he can retrieve his missing eye. Dong-soo makes his way to the organ trafficking operation. He is immediately recognized by the thugs. They give chase, and in an effort to escape, he runs into a woman named Lisa. She helps him avoid the thugs, and then she reveals that she knows who he is. She says to him, "You're Dong-soo, right?" Then she cuts him on his leg with a knife, and the cut is quickly healed. Seeing this, she quickly says to him, "You are exactly what I thought you were." Dong-soo makes a run for it. The scene shifts, and through Dong-soo's vision, we see a sketchbook filled with morbid images. These images tell us that someone is killing people and turning them into macabre statues displayed throughout the city. The next scene shows us a young woman named Rang, on her way to work. She is also listening to Dong-soo's song, which has become surprisingly popular. She arrives at work to find a large crowd gathered outside. They are all staring at the latest human statue, another recent victim. Rang then meets her team leader and her crush, Mr. G. He is very arrogant and self-centered, and completely unimpressed by her. To get his attention, Rang starts humming Dong-soo's song. Mr. Jean reacts badly, experiencing an intense pain in his eye. Dong-soo again experiences intense pain and gets another vision. This time he can see through Mr. Jin's eyes. In this way, he finally realizes that Mr. Jin is the one who has his other eye. This finally confirms that Mr. Jin is the one behind all these brutal murders. It also becomes clear that Dong-Su's eyes somehow communicate telepathically. Whenever Mr. Jin is in pain, Dong-Su experiences a vision. Later, that night, Dong-Su sees another vision. He notices a specific word in Mr. Jin's sketchbook, core art. He searches this term online and learns about the recent murders, confirming that Mr. Jin is indeed the one behind them. The next morning, Dong-Su immediately goes to the place he saw in his vision and runs into Rang. He tries to ask her about the man she was with yesterday. Rang, thinking he is a stalker, flees with her friend. Dong-Su, who has no idea what the killer looks like, goes to see a specialist to try to get some leads. He asks her about the meaning of the P and L symbol, along with the dates of the two murders. The specialist studies the dates and explains to Dong-Su that they are all connected. She also reveals that the date that connects them will occur tomorrow, Christmas Day, December 25th. Dong-Su is very worried and knows he has to stop the next murder, but he has no idea where to start. Meanwhile, Rang goes to Mr. Jin's place, as she is still attracted to him. They spend an intimate night together. While Mr. Jin is taking a shower, Rang explores his house. She finds his sketchbook. She is horrified to see that Mr. Jin is the murderer. The next day, another murder occurs. A new human statue is placed on display, drawing a crowd. The police are there, as are the organ traffickers. Dong-Su is also there, and the traffickers recognize him. They chase after him, but Lisa appears and saves him. She tells him she's a novelist writing a novel called The Connect, about superhumans. She is particularly interested in how their bodies can heal even after being dismembered. Lisa thanks Dong-Su for letting her research him. They exchange names, and then they go their separate ways. Meanwhile, Rang, terrified by what she has discovered, is telling her friend about Mr. Jin's sketchbook. Mr. Jin suddenly appears and takes Rang with him. Rang confronts Mr. Jin, telling him that she knows all about the murders through his sketchbook and about his plan for the next one. Mr. Jin grabs Rang and murders her in cold blood. At that moment, Dong-Su's phone also rings. He has the same song set as a ringtone. This causes Mr. Jin's eyes, containing Dong-Su's cells, to start to violently hurt. Through Mr. Jin's eyes, Dong-Su witnesses Rang's murder, as well as another murder that Mr. Jin committed. Dong-Su, realizing that Mr. Jin is responsible for 2 more deaths, rushes to the building. By the time he gets there, the murders have been committed and the whole office is in chaos with the police searching for the culprit. Dong-Su manages to reach a bathroom, but he doesn't see Mr. Jin. As he's hiding, the detective, believing he is the culprit, arrests him. Lisa shows up and helps Dong-Su escape. Meanwhile, back at the office, Mr. Jin is extremely anxious. He is wondering how someone could have seen the murders on the terrace, as he is sure no one else was there. After much thought, as he listens to the song and experiences pain in his eye, he finally realizes that the transplanted eye is the source of his problems. He understands that whoever has his other eye can see what he sees. Meanwhile, Lisa takes Dong-Su to her house. He recounts his childhood, how he fell from a tree and his leg broke and then inexplicably healed. His friends started calling him a monster, and his own family rejected him. He tells Lisa about the night the organ traffickers kidnapped him. They removed his eye, but due to his unusual abilities, he healed and now lives with one eye, while the other is inside Mr. Jin. He admits that he doesn't know how to stop Mr. Jin. After hearing his story, Lisa is shocked but assures him that she will help him. She also tells him to always wear a mask and not show his face, to avoid any negative reactions from people. Later that night, they go out to get supplies. Dong-Su is shocked to see posters of himself, fearing that people will now recognize him. He is suddenly in great pain, and he gets another vision. This time he sees that Mr. Jin is painting a picture and threatening that Dong-Su should stay away. He also learns that Mr. Jin's next target is 3 little schoolgirls. To prevent the next murders, Dong-Su leaves to find Mr. Jin that night. On his way, he stops to listen to a street performer singing his song. As he is enjoying the music, he experiences another vision, and he is watching himself. He is actually seeing Mr. Jin watching him. When Dong-soo snaps out of it, he tries to take in everything he is seeing and realizes that a car is going past a person, and that person yells at the car. He is trying to make sense of it when suddenly Detective Jang and his team arrive, and they arrest him. Dong-soo is beaten while in prison. The police are certain he is the killer. He tells them that he isn't the killer, but he knows who the killer is. Detective Jang takes him to the roof, and Dong-soo explains that the killer's next targets are the 3 schoolgirls. When Detective Jang questions how he knows this, Dong-soo tells him that Mr. Jin has his eye and he sees through it. Detective Jang doesn't believe him, so Dong-soo breaks his hand in front of him. The hand heals instantly. Detective Jang is shocked into belief. He lets Dong-soo go to find the schoolgirls. Meanwhile, Mr. Jin visits the surgeon who performed the transplant. He beats him and forces him to reveal the truth. In a flashback, we see Mr. Jin's serious medical condition. He promised the surgeon a lot of money for keeping his treatment a secret. The surgeon says that the experiment was done with the eye of a Connect. He used one of the eyes of a superhuman in order to save Mr. Jin. Mr. Jin gets angry, feeling betrayed by the surgeon, and kills him. The organ traffickers discover the surgeon has been murdered. They review the CCTV footage and finally find proof of Mr. Jin's involvement. Dong-soo and Lisa realize they need to work together to stop Mr. Jin. They decide to try and find the other Connects, the other people with the same ability as Dong-soo. Meanwhile, Lisa is attacked by the organ traffickers. As she's fighting them, she is stabbed and the wound immediately heals. The traffickers are very happy about discovering that Lisa is another Connect. Lisa manages to fight them off and escape. Meanwhile, Dong-soo is happy because his favorite singer, his idol, wants to release his song. He is so happy he is going to be living his dream. But this is short-lived when his eyes start to hurt. He gets a vision of Mr. Jin writing a message and using it to call him. Mr. Jin explains he is doing all this because he has terminal cancer, and if he is going to die, he will take everyone else with him. The police find the surgeon's body, and all the evidence points to Mr. Jin. Meanwhile, Lisa goes to see Dong-soo, and they discover the mark on her neck. They realize they are connected. There are more people like them. Mr. Jin has also taken on Dong-soo's appearance. He kidnaps the singer who is releasing Dong-soo's song and tells Dong-soo he has to come to him at 11 p.m. or the singer will die. The organ traffickers find Dong-soo, but Lisa convinces him to go to Mr. Jin, and she says she will handle the traffickers. As she fights one of them, she cuts him and his wound heals instantly. They realize she's just like Dong-soo, and they can sell her for a lot of money. Lisa defeats them and escapes. Meanwhile, the police have reviewed the CCTV footage of the singer's kidnapping and realize that Mr. Jin is posing as Dong-soo. Dong-soo goes to Mr. Jin, who he knows isn't a fighter. Mr. Jin is all about playing on people's fears. Mr. Jin releases gas, then ties Dong-soo up in his car, explaining that he enjoys watching people being afraid of him. Meanwhile, Lisa goes to meet a master, who, like her and Dong-soo, is also a Connect. He understands their situation and agrees to help. Mr. Jin takes Dong-soo to where the singer is being held captive, along with the surgeon's body, which he is going to turn into a statue. He tells Dong-soo about his cancer and his plan to transfer his brain into Dong-soo's body, giving him eternal life. Mr. Jin cuts one of Dong-soo's fingers and attaches it to the singer, who instantly heals. Mr. Jin then places the 2 of them in the freezer. The singer dies. Dong-soo, enraged by this, breaks free. The master shows up. They are joined by Lisa. Mr. Jin is shocked to learn Lisa is also a Connect. Just then Dong-soo breaks free and confronts Mr. Jin. They have a big fight where Dong-soo is shot multiple times, but heals every time. Dong-soo gets his eye back from Mr. Jin. When he is about to kill him, Detective Jang shows up and stops him. He promises to clear Dong-soo's record so he can start over. Lisa thinks everything is going to be okay, but then the military shows up, revealing they are also aware of the Connects and are coming for them. And that's how this story ends. Stay tuned for the next video, and don't forget to subscribe so that you get the next video before anyone else does, and don't miss any more exciting stories.